Hello Internet, I am the Hero of Julios once again with another One Piece chapter summary. Before we get into this week's chapter summary, I just want to announce a couple things. First of all, we are less than 20 subscribers away from 100 subscribers. I have a couple ideas in my head of what I want to do for a 100 subscriber celebration, but I figured I'd just bring it to the attention, letting you guys know that I am thinking of something. On top of that, we also have a channel banner now. I commissioned a friend of mine to do the channel art. It's got me and Owlbear and Luffy because Dungeons and Dragons and One Piece are like the two main things on this channel. I'm going to leave a link to her Instagram down in the description below so that anyone else who likes this art style can take a look, see what see if what she does is what you're looking for. She's very talented, so I wanted to say a thank you in addition to, actually buying artwork from her. But without further ado, let's get into the actual chapter itself. This week's chapter is chapter 1002, Four Emperors versus New Generation, which kind of is a misleading title when you think about it, because Big Mom and Kaido are only two of the four emperors. But then again, Luffy, Zoro, Kid, Killer, and Law aren't exactly the entire new generation, so it kind of evens out there. But the cover art for the chapter this week is Rob Lucci feeding some pigeons. We see Hattori in the foreground. He's got a little bonk on his head. I don't know if that's from Rob Lucci because he didn't want to share the birdseed or something, or if it's because of those gangster, strong-looking pigeons that are kind of further in the foreground. As silly as it sounds, I kind of want to know more about that. Maybe someone will ask, but it's cute. It's nice to see a softer side of Rob Lucci just sitting in the field, sitting in a park, feeding some pigeons and stuff with birdseed. And who knows, maybe the Rob Lucci who works for CP0 isn't the same bloodthirsty monster we know. And then I stopped pretending to myself because he literally joined the world government because it gave him permission to kill people. He's not a nice guy. I don't think he ever will be. So, getting away from that, we're going into the actual chapter now. We finally have a name for Kaido's cutting wind attack. It's called Demolition Gust. I will have to update my Kaido in my monster manual, but we know now that this is the attack that took out Kiku's arm. We see, how did we see? We saw Law popping out of the way of it. We saw Killer jumping out of the way. Zoro actually just flat out deflects it, and it's like destroys a rock behind him. It didn't show what Luffy did, but I'm gonna guess because of Gear 4th, where Luffy's technically flying. Maybe like he was up here while the rest of them were getting sliced at. Kid, on the other hand, he just lets it hit him, and all the scrap metal and stuff flies off him, and Killer's like, "Kid, are you okay?" And Kid's like, it was all scrap metal anyways. So it seems Kid's enjoying this fight. It seems not everyone's enjoying the fight, but it's interesting to see their different fighting styles. We see Law taking this tactically. We see Luffy putting his passion into it because to Luffy this is about saving friends and helping people he likes. Zoro's taking this fight as, a test of how strong he truly is. Can Zoro take down the world's strongest creature? That's what's on Zoro's mind right now. As for Killer's here because Kid wants to be here. And Kid's here just to have fun. Like, he is just wrecking stuff. And we go into, after all the attacks and the stuff, Luffy heads up to Kaido and just decks him. But it's from that decking that Kid comes in and grabs Kaido by the neck and just suplexes him into the ground. And as Kaido is recoiling from that, Law appears right in front of him, and Law goes, I've never examined a biographical chart of a dragon, but I'm going to guess the heart is right here. And he goes for the gamma knife, and it shocks all through Kaido's body. And then Killer, after that shock, runs up to Kaido and goes, ooh, these tough scales, we're going to have to find a way around that. His exact words, and this is why I'm interested, is, he says, I quote, "I just need to cut past them to the inside." Kaido... Luffy showed off that he has Ryuo. He has the advanced armament haki that busts through Kaido's tough shell. And then Killer does this like scythe sonic is, I believe, what he called the attack. Scyther sonic or something like that. What's weird about it is it does this like goes through Kaido thing. And we know Killer didn't eat a devil fruit because he willingly ate a smile fruit to try and save Kid. But it turned out the smile fruit was a failure, and now Killer's stuck with his laugh and, can't express any other emotion. But how did he do like the Sonic thing? Is it like Kinemon's Foxfire, where it's a special kind of style? Can Zoro learn it? Is it like, Fishman karate, where it affects the water in your body, and therefore it's another way of like ignoring devil fruits and ignoring outer defense? Regardless of how Killer does it, Killer can do it, which is really helpful. After Killer lands that hit, Big Mom comes crashing down on Killer with a lightning bolt and reminds them that she's here. So basically, what's going on right now is you have these guys fighting. Kaido's, being a snake dragon duck thing and, blasting them and slicing at them, and then they're wailing on him, and Big Mom's just sort of up there. She's just sort of like, you're doing great, sweetie. Oh, no, that looked like, that hurt, yep, Okay, they're starting to... Okay, I'm intervening. Zap! And zaps right through Killer, sends him careening to the ground. As Killer is zapped, Kaido goes in for the chomp, only to have Luffy show up again and just Rhino Schneider him over. And then he retaliates with, he's going to go for a Boro Breath. Meanwhile, on the ground, Zoro tells Law, hey, launch me up there. And Law... Law's done with this. Law's like, first Luffy, and now Kid's making fun of me, and now you think you can just tell me what... Fine. He sends Zoro up there. Zoro cuts through the Boro Breath, saving Luffy, and that's when Big Mom decides to ult. She releases a lightning storm that rains down, zaps Zoro, launches, Killer off to the side. You see Luffy gets hit by it, and then Kid, with all his scrap metal, like, shields himself from it, only to have Prometheus show up in front of him. And after that, Big Mom's like, okay, I think we got them. We didn't see what happened to Law. My guess is after Law... teleported Zoro up, he probably saw what Big Mom was doing and either popped himself under real quick and will pop himself back up in a moment, or popped himself above Big Mom and is going to do something to her, because she is part of this fight. We have to take them both seriously if this is going to be a victory. So I'm interested to see where Law is. Anyways, so Big Mom and Kaido are both, floating up there, and Luffy shows up in front of Big Mom, and Big Mom goes, how did you survive that? And Luffy goes, I am made of rubber. Now, this is a good callback. This is fun. This is good because we saw all the way back in Skypia that Luffy is immune to lightning. That means a third of Big Mom's attacks do nothing to him. Now, unfortunately, we have Kaido here also bringing up backup, and Kaido unleashes a Boro Breath. No Zoro to cut the fire this time. Luffy takes the whole hit and bounces right back, shows up in front of Kaido, and Kaido's like, are you immune to fire too? And Luffy's like, no. Boom! And Luffy unleashes a Kong Gatling to end the chapter. So, just like the chapter before it, this has been a non-stop fight. And I know I said last week that I would like to see what's going on underneath. Now that I've had time to read this chapter and look at the chapter before it, I actually wouldn't mind if next week's chapter is a fight. Knowing how predicting things went last week, it's going to be pretty obvious that, well, no, because then if I say it's obvious, then it's not going to be obvious. So anything could happen, as usual. What I would like to happen is we continue the fight up here, because I'm enjoying this. We're having a nice long fight where it's not cutting to anything else. There's no distractions. And we're just seeing these 5 players at their fullest against these 2 opponents at their fullest. And everything's just coming together. I hope when we cut back, we're not cutting back to fights midway. Instead, what I would rather is Oda does something like cut back 5 minutes and start everybody else's fights. I still want to know what's going on with Sanji, because that's the fight I'm most curious about. Because if it's just Sanji tags in for another member of the crew, it's going to feel just like Enies Lobby, where Sanji just tagged in with Nami, and Sanji went and fight Jabra, and Nami went and fought Khalifa. And if it happens this time, what Usopp's going to fight Ulti, and Sanji will fight Page 1 again, and Nami will take on Black Maria? Or, sorry, not Nami. Well, Nami would if she swapped with Sanji again. But, like, is Robin going to swap with Sanji and take on Black Maria? What's going to happen to Black Maria's minions? Sanji can't fight them, so is Brook going to tag in as well, and Sanji's just going to head on up and join in the Kaido fight? It just doesn't feel like... It doesn't feel like that should happen, because it just feels like kind of a repeat of last time. So that's the fight I'm most interested in. I'm also curious about whose who is, but not as much as the latter. As always, I would like to thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next chapter. I'll see you in the next video. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.